Hey guys, what's up? It's me Abs, and today I'm bringing you guys the solution of one of the most common questions I find. It's like most people are confused about which power supply they should buy and how much watts they need for their build. I will discuss all the important factors regarding power supply, and at the end of the video I will suggest a couple of power supplies that I think are good enough for your a single GPU build or maybe a SLI Crossfire build. So stay tuned. First of all, doesn't matter how much you are in budget, don't just buy a cheap power supply of a brand that you don't know or never heard of just to save some bucks. Remember that the power supply is the heart of your system. It produces the electricity that runs through your entire system. It powers your CPU, GPU, motherboard and all other stuff. So if you buy a cheap one and just fails suddenly, then it might take your CPU, GPU and other expensive hardwares of your computer with it. So buying a decent branded power supply is really important. Now let's come to the watts. A power supply is generally packaged with the continuous power or the peak power or sometimes both. The peak power is the highest amount of watts you can be delivered from that power supply, but there is no duration actually to how long that amount of power can be delivered. So the most important thing to consider when buying a power supply is the continuous wattage. If you are running a single GPU, doesn't matter what the GPU is, you are never gonna need more than 500 watts of power supply. Now many of you will be saying, hey man, my GPU specifications show more than 500 watts. How will the entire system run on 500 watts? Well, it doesn't matter what the GPU specifications show. They put those numbers so that people can be safe, as many people buy cheap non-branded power supplies. So you are never gonna need more than 500 watts of power supply for a single graphics card build, even if it is a 290X or a GTX 980. Now another important thing is the 12-volt rails. In the power supplies, you have to make sure that you get at least 20 amps in the 12-volt rails, and for high-end cards like the GTX 780 Ti or the GTX 980, 24 amps is a sweet spot. So there you have all the information you need for choosing a power supply that has a single GPU. For SLI and Crossfire, I would suggest you guys to get a 750 watts power supply to be safe. And when you choose a power supply of 750 watts or more, you don't need to think about the amps if it is branded one that supports Crossfire and SLI. And you should go with the power supplies that supports Crossfire and SLI certified when you are looking to run dual GPUs. Now another thing you will hear nowadays quite a lot is the 80 plus ratings. Well, there are 80 plus bronze, silver, gold and platinum rated power supplies. Actually this represents how efficient the power supply is. That doesn't represent how long the power supply will last or how good is it. It represents the efficiency. So a 80 plus gold rated power supply will be more efficient than 80 plus bronze rated power supply. Simple as that. So a higher rated power supply will just decrease your electricity bill. And modular power supplies are the power supplies which will keep your build tidy. You can unplug the extra cables from the power supply in a modular one, which you can't for a normal power supply. Now I'm gonna show you guys two of my recommended power supplies for a single GPU and a dual GPU build. When it comes down to power supplies, Corsair is the most trusted brand by people all around the world. So for all of you who are still confused about power supplies, here is a recommended one for a single GPU build. Get the Corsair CX500M, and for SLI or Crossfire I would suggest to get the Corsair HX750 at least. If you have more money you can go for the Corsair HX850 as well. So I hope I have cleared all your confusions about power supply in this video, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more tech videos. You can like my official Facebook page and join my Facebook group, or you can follow me on Twitter. The links are in the description below, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.